33 machine. Got a 17.10, the fast time by Jennifer Everett, the lady driver, checkered flag. That's going to close things out for this hot lap session for our modified streets. We got 11 of them here tonight. 100-plus race cars on the property here at Toccoa Raceway. In case you missed it, race fans, this was supposed to be pretty much a day race that faded into the night. Right as we were finishing the drivers' meeting, Mother Nature, after it had been absolutely spectacular all day, cloud came over, sat on top of the racetrack, and almost rained for an hour. We've spent about 3+ hours trying to get this racetrack back and get this show in, and we are finally rolling cars out on the speedway. Want to check out, of course, down there, coming off the corner of the Champ Racing Show start zone with Mr. Charles Head. You can catch him on Thursday nights. Catch him on his Facebook there. Had a great show this past week. Our 602 Sportsman going to roll out onto the speedway. Dylan Beaver there in the 117. Of course, he is normally a regular here at Toccoa, also Sugar Creek and North Georgia. He is of course, Schaefer's Oil by Mike Bruner Jr. Red Clay winner on the season as well. Sawyer Howard there in the 81 machine coming by. Sylvan Schutte in the 15 machine. Good to see Sylvan with us in the house. Jerry Bruce in the 50 machine. Rusty House in the 03. Good to see him back after a hiatus. Green flag is in the air. We're going to turn them loose. Everybody with a pedal down to the floorboard as they work into turn number 1 and 2, including the 187 machine, the bad boy, David McCoy out of Franklin, North Carolina, in the Longhorn. One of the fan favorites there with McCoy, Sawyer Howard. Sylvan Schutte to the top of the board with a 17.09. Problems on the 3 machine as he is slow to the bottom of the speedway. Trying to maybe limp it into the pits. There comes the caution. So going to owe him at least 1 lap here. Green flag back in the air. The Capital Race car entry there for Rusty House. The Longhorn underneath. The 187, the Franklin, North Carolina native, and the Clayton Holmes entry. It is a bad boy, David McCoy. The 81 of Sawyer Howard going to work around the speedway. He will look to rip the lip down into turn number 3 and 4. Does McCoy. White flag in the air this time by Dylan Beaver in the 117 machine. Sylvan Schutte in the 15. He'll come back to the flag stand. Jerry Bryce there in the 50 at the top of the board. It is the bad boy, David McCoy over Rusty House, Sawyer Howard, Dylan Beaver, Sylvan Schutte. Your top 5 here in this first session. This is hot laps for 602 Sportsman. They will come back and qualify later on in the night. Modified streets to staging for your hot lap qualifying. Modified streets. Limited late models. Limited late models be getting ready as well. Rolling our second group of competitors out on the speedway for our 602 Sportsman. In the first car out on the racetrack is going to be the 09 machine of Mitchell Godfrey. He'll make his way over into turn number 3 and 4. Behind him is going to be the C5 machine, a regular down at Winder Barrel Speedway. It is going to be Cade Cagle in the C5. Hoyt Partain in the very right. Icon going to work down into turn number 1 and 2. Bryce Hickman in the B01. Field now going to pick up the pace. Here comes the green flag out on the speedway. Daniel Sutton in the 58 machine. That's a Longhorn chassis, but underneath him. Hoyt Partain, like I said, in the very right. Icon. Bryson Hickman there in the B01, a winner up at I-75 for the finale for the Red Clay Series. Colby Cape in the 118 machine coming off the corner. Godfrey behind him. Couple of drivers just tiptoeing around the surface. Modified Street, be getting ready. Modified Street, limited late models. Still at the top of the board, it is David McCoy, Rusty House, Sawyer, Howard, Dylan Beaver, Cade Cagle, your top 5. Shane Chastain there in a 3 machine. Daniel Sutton, Brian Franklin in the 13. And that's going to be the checkered flag. That will signify the end of this hot lap session. The next time we see the 602 Sportsman drivers, it will be qualifying time. 1,800 to win here tonight for the 602 Sportsman competitors. I want to thank, of course, our sponsors here with the 602s. I want to thank Aquabot of Georgia and also Ellison's Mobile Home Transportation and set up for the bonus money here tonight, making it 1,800 to win 602 Sportsman tonight. Mod Street qualifying coming up. Be hot lap qualifying format for them, then hot laps for limited late model stock 4. You will be hot lap qualifying after the limited late models. A great field of drivers here tonight. I want to thank Matthews Plumbing, Remodeling, one of our great marketing partners. Also want to thank Power Satellite Services right down the road. O'Reilly Auto Parts, Quality Foods, Safety Plus, ProMan. If you're looking for a job, they got them. Give them a call at ProMan. They can always get the manpower going with ProMan. Gate is closed. Here we go, race fans. Hot lap qualifying to set our field for Modified Street here tonight. Gonna send a couple of them here at a time and split them up. Break them up into two groups. Probably gonna be 6 and 5. Brady Hunt in the 33. Jennifer Everett, who was quick in hot laps just a few moments ago. Can she put it on the pole here tonight for Modified Street? Billy Brufton in the 10 machine. Getting everybody out, and then we'll tell them when to pick up the pace. Going to also check and make sure they're going to hit the line and make sure the loop's going to pick everybody up. Dawson Wiley in the 126 machine. Brady Hunt in the 33. Going to pick up at the line as well. Jennifer Everett in the J19. Fastest overall during hot laps. Billy Brufton in the 10 machine going to come by as well. Looking to try to get at least one more car to join us out here. Limited lake models, 18 of them here on the property. The Wesley English Memorial, $5,016 on the line. A ton of bonuses through the field. A lot of sponsorship money being pulled into that Wesley English race. Drivers being shown the 1-to-go signal for hot lap qualifying for 602 sportsman action. And we're going to turn them loose on the 126 machine of Dawson Wiley. Dawson Wiley going to be the first car to see the green flag. Everybody picking up the pace around the speedway here at the beautiful D-shaped oval known as Toccoa Raceway. And the green flag for everyone is now. We'll see the white flag in the air, and we'll start the clock with a 16.17 for Jennifer Everett. Hunt with a 16.36. Billy Brufton with a 17.44. Dylan Hunt second quick with a 16.22. But everybody still trying to chase Jennifer Everett, the lady driver, with a 16.17. She's at the top of the board over Dylan Hunt, Brady Hunt, Billy Brufton, Mac English, and Dawson Wiley. Checkered flag will fall, and it's Dylan Hunt to the top of the board with a 16.11 on the final lap. He'll go to the top of the board in the 28 machine there for Dylan Hunt. That is that white car behind the 97 getting ready to take the stage left into the pit area. Jennifer Everett second quick, and then it's going to be Brady Hunt, Billy Brufton, Mac English, and Dawson Wiley, your 6 competitors that have taken time. We will now roll. Our next couple of drivers should be 5 of them in tow and in total. Limited late model drivers, we need you in the staging area. Some heavy hitters here tonight. Russell Irwin in the house also. In the 98, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Stevens, a multi-time Southern All-Star champion in Riley Hickman. Daniel Wilson, of course, in the tribute car to Wesley English. David McCoy, Devin Morgan, and a Kenny Harris grading train chassis. Field now being told, coming to the green off of turn number 3 and 4. And we're going to start the clock on the 02 machine of Taylor. Taylor is now on the clock in the 02 machine. Justin Taylor going to take it down into turn number 1 and 2. Also behind him going to be Ricky Talent in the 98 machine. William Kelly in the G9. And Lance Brawner in the L37 entry. The 02 coming back to the line of Taylor. Where's he going to end up? Taylor going to be 4th quick on lap number 1 with a 16.73. Everybody else hanging there towards the back of this field. Ricky Talent, 8th quick. William Kelly, 9th quick. Taylor the fastest so far in this group by far. And they are coming back now. Checkered flag in the air. Can anybody jump up into the top 3 in this group? And it is not going to happen. Justin Taylor going to be the fastest out of this group. He'll be 4th quick. So Dylan Hunt on the pole for Modified Street here tonight. Jennifer Everett going to be on the outside of row 1. Row number 2 going to be Brady Hunt and Justin Taylor. Row number 3 going to be Billy Brufton and Mac English. Row number 4 going to be Dawson Wiley and William Kelly. And row number 5, Ricky Talent and Lance Bronner. That will be your field. We got one car that did not make it out onto the speedway there for qualifying. So 10 qualified, 11 signed in. Limited late models. It is time, gentlemen. You should be at the gate and ready to go here for your first time out on the speedway for the Wesley English Memorial. All right, live look-in on Dirt Rich TV, live look-in. That means, race fans, you're here in the grandstands. Go to Dirt Rich TV's Facebook page. You can watch a preview of tonight's event that is being, of course, televised with Dirt Rich TV and streamed. Of course, they're the official streaming provider and also title sponsor of the American All-Star Series. Doing several also Southern All-Star shows this year as well with Dirt Rich TV. Of course, with the American All-Star Series, their finale coming up at Natural Bridge in Virginia next week. $10,000 for the Pro Late Model Paramount to decide their championship. And, of course, also their weekly portion of that, the tour portion, and also the mini All-Stars. The limited late model drivers getting ready to roll. And we're going to roll, of course, some drivers out on the speedway. We want to thank Watts Outdoor Services, putting up $116 for the bonus on the leader of lap number 16. That's Watts Outdoor Services. Trackside Media by KW Photography, putting up $116 for the driver that qualified 16th. Craig Lee from the Butt Hut in Athens, Georgia, put up $200 for the overall fast time. Race City Performance, Don Blackshear putting up some money. Of course, $100 for Group A and $100 for Group B for the fastest 5:25 on the feature after qualifying. Chad Grizzly putting up some extra money as well for the hard charger and long haul, totaling $500 a piece for that as well. Alton Watts putting up his money as well. So a lot of folks putting up extra bonuses through the field. Pro Turf putting up $500. Trevor and Carol Parker, $116 for the driver that leads lap 126. So with the bonuses, it's very conceivable that somebody could walk out of here $6,000, maybe even $7,000 richer in limited late model tonight. Going to break them up here into groups here. This is just hot laps for our limited late models. Daniel Wilson in the 16 machine. That number 16, a tribute there to Wesley English. Normally he drives a 12 on that car. 16 here tonight to honor Wesley. Jimmy Johnson in the 98 machine as well. Coming by the flag stand. Brent Shook in the 17 machine coming by. Dylan Deaver there in the 12. Mark Green in the 42. Kevin Stevens in the 52 machine. Dustin Jones in that 888. Devin Morgan going to get a couple of drivers to dive in. We'll break them up here. The Bounty Hunter rolling by. It's going to be, should be Drew Deaver signed in the 12. Field now being shown the 1 to go signal. A plus on the side of the 98 machine there for Jimmy Johnson. Green flag is in the air, and we're going to turn the limited late models loose. The big motors are going to eat down into turn number 3 and 4. Johnson off the corner. Johnson looking good. HST on the nose of that machine. Kevin Stevens going to work his way down into turn number 1 after a great run in, of course, the Ohio Valley Steel Block Late Models a couple of weeks ago up at Toccoa Raceway. Johnson with his hand out the window there, backing it down. The 21 machine, the oh-so good water, the train chassis. Kenny Harris grading entry for Devin Morgan, the driver out of Greenville, South Carolina. Drew Deaver working off of turn number 3 and 4. As it stands, Jimmy Johnson at the top of the board. Devin Morgan going to move now to 3rd. White flag in the air. Johnson with a 14.46. Dusty Jones with a 14.74. Devin Morgan 3rd quick. Drew Deaver. Stock 4 drivers, be making your final adjustments. So Jimmy Johnson right now the fastest so far, but we have a couple of drivers that did not pick up. One of those being Kevin Stevens there in the 52 machine. He did not pick up here at the line. Of course, it's just hot laps. It doesn't pay anything. Doesn't mean anything. Qualifying coming up later on. I'm going to roll the next group out onto the speedway. Riley Higman in the R1 machine going to come by. John Howard there in the 81. The 36 machine of Blake Kraft. He will make his way by. Mason Tucker there in the 23 machine. He's going to make his way by. Also Mark Ledford, Jake Parker, and Mark Greeny, the driver out of Bessemer City, North Carolina. Green flag in the air. We're going to turn our second group of limited late models loose. Mason Tucker got up on the high line that time. Going to rip the lip down into turn number 1 at Tucker. He'll work now down the back straightaway. Here comes the 42 machine of Mark Green. Green looking to the bottom of Parker. Parker going to shut the door in that 28 machine. Everybody finding that little bitty dip there. You can see him riding it over in turn number 3 and 4. Riley Hickman going to work down into turn number 1. Blake Kraft goes to the top of the board in the 36 car. He'll come by. And he will go topside with a 13.99. He'll be the only driver to make it down into the 13 seconds. Mason Tucker, Jimmy Johnson, Dustin Jones, John Howard, Riley Hickman 6th, Devin Morgan. Mark Ledford going to jump up to 7th there, but Blake Kraft in the 36th machine. Fox Diesel Services on the side of that one. Austin Fox on to entry there with Blake Kraft behind the wheel this weekend with a 13.99. But we still, of course, have David McCoy to go here in hot laps. Also, the Georgia Bandit himself, Casey Roberts, and Gus Simpson on to number 11. Rolling out onto the speedway in the 22 machine, it is going to be Russell Irwin. Collins Signs and Designs, Thomas Clark Performance. On the 22 machine for Irwin, is he now going to work into turn number 1 and 2? Kenny Collins in the 1C. The Real Rapper out on the speedway, Dirt King Apparel. On that car, of course, Collins Signs and Designs. Russell Irwin. He'll be one to watch here tonight. Casey Roberts in the 11 machine. We're going to circulate around the speedway. Phoenix Roofing on this 1C. Fox Diesel Service for Collins as he comes by. One of the favorites here coming into tonight is Kenny Collins. The 22 of Russell Irwin. Here comes your C11 machine of Cody Courtney coming by. The driver out of Knoxville, Tennessee, Brent Shook in the 17 machine, going to pick up the pace. The Simpson Racing entry there for Casey Roberts, the Georgia Bandit. Green flag in the air, and we're going to pick up the pace. And these limited late model drivers are going to take it into turn number 3 and 4. Roberts off the corner, followed by the Franklin, North Carolina native of David McCoy. Blake Kraft, still quick time, but not for long. They're picking up the pace, and it's Russell Irwin to the top of the board with a 13.44 for Russell Irwin. Kenny Collins going to go up to 3rd quick. Brent Shook. Roberts now 2nd quick in the 11. Collins going to best him back at the line. David McCoy to 4th. Cody Courtney, the Knoxville, Tennessee native, goes 2nd quick with a 13.70, but Russell Irwin picks it up. He has a 13.15 at the line. Irwin, quickest thing on the track, checkered flag in the air, stock 4. You need to be in stage, and that should wrap up our limited late models. And how about Russell Irwin in the 22 machine, top of the board over Kenny Collins, Cody Courtney, David McCoy, Casey Roberts, Blake Kraft, Brent Shook, Mason Tucker, Jimmy Johnson, and Dustin Jones, your top 10 in limited late model hot laps for the Wesley English Memorial. Mike Johnson, you might have been right. Russell Irwin on a rail with a 13.15. Stock 4 be getting ready. Toccoa Pro Trucks, you need to be ready to go. Pro Trucks, you need to be in the grid behind Stock 4. Stock 8 going to be hot lap qualifying as well, but Stock 4 getting ready to roll out onto the speedway. They will be hot lap qualifying coming up next, race fans. Said Dirt Rich TV covering tonight's event. If you know somebody that can't make it, they can get them covered. They can watch there. Of course, also have the American All-Star Series at Natural Bridge Speedway. They will be live next Saturday for the Pro Lake Model Paramount. Their championship for $10,000 to win for the American All-Star Series. So a great field of stock 4s. 14 stock 4s signed in here this evening. Stock 4 drivers. Final call, need you in the staging area. Stock 4, put them in the staging area. Trucks, be up after the stock 4s. Caleb Nicholson in the 2N. Levi Airwood in the 28A. In the 03, the legendary driver, Randy Boshears. Zach Sanders there in the M18. Our stock 4s, most of these drivers behind the wheel of Ford Mustangs. Todd Wade in the 02 machine. He'll be one to watch. Randy Edmonds there in the 33 machine. Said check them out down in the concession stand. Got ice cold drinks. Get you something good to eat. Corn dogs pretty good. Cheeseburgers good. Barbecue sandwiches. Get you some of that great food down in the concession stand. Remember to tip the ladies who have been here working very hard throughout the day. Remember, if you got a dime, you got a nickel, you got a quarter, you got $1, got $5, I don't care what it is. Make sure y'all fill those jars in the concession stands. I don't want to see them jars not full here tonight when I go down there. So our stock 4s getting ready to rock and roll. Jeremy Wilder in the 2W. Randy Edmonds in the 33. Todd Wade in the 02 machine. The M18 of Zach Sanders. Randy Boshears. Green flag in the air. And we are hot lap qualifying our stock 4s here tonight. 14 drivers signed in. Todd Wade will be one to watch in this group. Oh, the 12 machine of Matt Guerin. He's out on the speedway. He'll be quick along with Alan Cantrell in the 3 machine. 2 of the Livonia Speedway regulars. Matt Guerin going to work down the back straightaway of the D-shaped oval here. Toccoa Raceway. The 33 machine of Randy Edmonds. Edmonds down into turn number 1 and 2. Randy Boshears in a 0-3. He'll come by the line. Matt Guerin, Todd Wade, Alan Cantrell, your top 3 here so far. Checkered flag in the air this time by Zach Sanders, Jeremy Wade, and Randy Edmonds. And that's going to be your drivers there in this first group out on Speedway for stock 4 hot lap qualifying. Matt Guerin at the top of the board with a 16.48 over Todd Wade and Alan Cantrell. Green flag in the air here on our second group of competitors. We're going to turn them loose. Everybody chasing right now the 12 of Matt Guerin. And out on the speedway in the 67, Jackie Holden, Tyler Johnson in the 8 machine, making the trip down from South Carolina. Cameron Fowler in the 2, Douglas Stewart in the 6. Levi Airwood there in the 28A. Cameron Fowler going P3. Tyler Johnson going to second on the board with a 17.03. Matt Guerin with that 16.48, still the time to beat. Todd Wade, Cameron Fowler, Alan Cantrell, Randy Boshears. Going to be your top 6. Tyler Johnson still second quick. He's down now to a 16.94. Cameron Fowler with a 16.96 on the board. Fowler going to move now to third. Douglas Stewart going to jump up to 4th. Todd Wade going to fall back to 5th. And it is going to be Matt Guerin on the pole and on the point in the 12 entry in stock 4 with a 16.48. Tyler Johnson with a 16.94. Cameron Fowler going to be third quick. Douglas Stewart, that's going to be your fourth starting spot. I know Todd Wade going to jump up there at the end as they reshuffle the deck here in front of me. So we'll run through it one more time. Matt Garrett and Tyler Johnson. That will be row number 1 for the main event. Row number 2 going to be Cameron Fowler and Todd Wade. Row number 3 going to be Alan Cantrell and Caleb Nichols. Row number 4 going to be Randy Bouchiers, and on to his outside will be Zach Sanders. And row number 5, Jackie Holden and Douglas Stewart. Row number 6, Jeremy Wilder and Randy Edmonds, and tagging the tail of the field, Levi Airwood. So one driver not taking time here in qualifying for Stock 4. And now we will roll to our Pro Trucks and then Stock 8 Hot Lap qualifying. Open wheel modifieds coming up after that. Four drivers here for the Pro Trucks here tonight. Terry Calhoun there in the 4 machine. Jones in the 51, who is always fast here, Ricky Jones. The 16 of Scott Waters picking up the pace. 4 trucks signed in here tonight for our truck division. Jeremy McNeilin in the 122. Green flag is out. Jones going to pick up the pace there in the 51. Him and Terry Calhoun have been known to duel it out in these trucks side by side each week pretty much here at Toccoa Raceway. They are the stars of this division. I said check them out down in the concession stand. Got great food down there. Remember to tip the folks. Got ice cold drinks as well. Got Pepsi and Coke products down there, it looks like. White flag in the air. A 17.33. This is basically their hot laps here for the trucks to set their field. Let's get their hot lapping and drawing and running here tonight. Pro Trucks. Terry Calhoun fastest over Ricky Johnson, Scott Waters, and Jeremy McNeil. Stock 8 drivers getting ready to roll out onto the speedway. This will be their hot lap qualifying. Open wheel modifieds be getting ready and staging. Open wheel modifieds to staging. Got our stock 8 drivers stopped out there. Cody Smith in the 10 machine. Joe Caples in the 218. Hayden Collette in the 7. And Bryson Drake in the 27. Let me get our stock 8s rolling. It's going to be one group, 8 cars deep here for hot lap qualifying. Michael Parrott in the 22 machine going to come by the flag stand, making sure everybody's picking up. Cody Smith there in the 10 machine. Bryson Drake there in the 27. Here comes the 7 machine by of Hayden Collette. He'll be one to watch. Always quick, multi-time winner on the season. Terry Henry in the 17 machine coming by the 26. Or no, that's the 26 of Skylar Wiley. The 218 slipped by there of Joe Caples as well. Drivers getting ready to come to the green flag, and we'll turn them loose here for hot lap qualifying. Everybody being told spread out by race control, and the green flag is out, and the racetrack is hot. Just like a Krispy Kreme donut, green flag in the air. Hayden Collette in the 7 machine. Like I said, going to be one of the drivers to watch. Cody Smith is no slouch either in the 10. Joel Caples in the 218 machine. Skylar Wiley, one of the veterans here at Toccoa and Livonia. State race coming at you in 2 weeks down at Livonia. That is a 2-day show racing on Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday will be headlined by the Carolina Clash Super Lake Models. Cody Smith to the top of the board with a 17.14. Hayden Collette with a 17.56 as he comes by. Bryson Drake going fourth. Quick Joe Caples now make Drake back fifth. Michael Parrott jumps up to third in the 22. Cody Smith at the top of the board. He'll be on the pole, and he'll lead them to the green flag in stock 8 here tonight. Hayden Collette going to join him in row number 1. Row number 2 going to be Michael Parrott in the 22. With his outside of that second row going to be Skylar Wiley. In row number 3 going to be the 25 of Terry Calhoun. Joe Caples to his outside, Bryson Drake and Terry Henry in the 17. That will be your stock 8 main event field. So congratulations to Cody Smith, top of the board with a 17.14. Open wheel modifieds. It is your time. Limited lake models be getting ready. It is qualifying coming up for the Wesley English Memorial here tonight. 100 plus cars on the property here tonight. Open wheel modifieds out on the speedway. Chris Nicholson in the 73. Clint Cash in the 112. Cash, can he cash in tonight? Chris Seegers in the 7 machine. Carl Richards out on the speedway. Still got that live free preview. Once the preview is up, you'll have to go to Dirt Rich TV to get the rest of tonight's program. Chris Nicholson going to the top of the board. Clint Cash, Brian Nicholson in the 44 going to be third. Quick, Chris Seegers and Carl Richards. Limited late models be getting ready. Limited late models. Please be getting ready. Checkered flag in the air. Limited late model drivers, we're looking for you for qualifying limited late model drivers. It is time for qualifying here tonight for the Wesley English Memorial. Russell Irwin in the 22 machine. Going to get the drivers out here, and then we'll get them, of course, circling around limited lake models. This is your time, limited lake models. Gentlemen, we need you ready to go. We want to keep this show moving. So Dusty Johnson out there along with Russell Irwin. Limited lake models, this is your time, gentlemen. You're about to miss qualifying. Limited lake models. Let's go, gentlemen. Limited lake models. I think Lanier Pallet and Recycling, also Matthews Plumbing and Remodeling down there. El Part in the Mexican restaurant down the road. Got some great Mexican food down there. J&C Auto Care O'Reilly's. MD Enterprises Power Satellites. And we will get ready to get these drivers rolled in here for qualifying. Of course, got a lot of great bonuses here tonight. The fastest 5:25 in Group A or in Group A and Group B. Here tonight, we'll receive $100 courtesy of a Race City Performance Dawn Blackshear. That's $100 in A, $100 in B for the fastest 5:25 in qualifying, and $300 overall to the highest finishing 5:25 in the feature here tonight. How about Chad Grizzly stepping up? $500 for the longest haul, $500 for the hard charger. Want to thank Pro Turf as well, putting up $500 towards tonight. Also, Scott Human, Peach State Recycling. Chris Woods putting up $516 to the 16th place finisher. I tell you, limited late model drivers, y'all guys are missing out on the bonuses that are in this field here tonight. Like I said, there's somebody they could walk out of here. Might be $5,016 to win, but they could pick these bonuses up, and they could, of course, grab some extra cold hard cash. Horrible luck for the driver out of Greenville, South Carolina, in the 21 machine of Devin Morgan. He will not make the call. A broken rear end will claim his night. '36 machine of Blake Craft going to come by. So, unfortunately, it looks like Devin Morgan's night is done. Brent Shook there in the 17 machine. Mark Green, the driver out of Bessemer City, there in the 42. Russell Irwin in the 22 machine. Trying to get everybody out here, and then we'll send them in here for qualifying. And 602 Sportsman qualifying to follow limited late models. Still got front-wheel drive, hotline qualifying, Sharp Minis. Going to get them staged and ready to go for Group 1 here for Limited Late Model qualifying. Race fans, pick you one out. Is it Russell Irwin? Is it the Georgia Bandit Casey Roberts? Is it Mason Tucker in the 23 machine? Kenny Collins in the 1C. Maybe it's Howard in the 81. Is it Mark Greeny in the 42, the driver of the Bessemer City, North Carolina? Is it Cody Courtney out of Knoxville, Tennessee? Getting everybody ready to roll. And, of course, thank everybody for coming out and sticking out with us throughout the delays, the rain, and everything that pretty much took us to get to this point. We're planning on starting this show at 3 o'clock. Mother Nature had other plans. Race fans, it is now time for the Wesley English Memorial Qualifying. Going to roll out onto the speedway in the number 22 machine. Here comes the fastest in hot laps, Russell Irwin in the 22. Russell Irwin now coming off of turn number 3 and 4. Green flag in the air. A lot of money on the line here in qualifying tonight. Green there, coming back to the white. Irwin with a 12.92. He picks it up from his time there in hot laps. Irwin with a 12.92 on lap number 1. Checkered flag. Irwin now. Dirt King Apparel on that entry as well. Colin Science, a 12.84 as he takes the checkered flag. Now on the speedway, the number 42 machine. Baxter & Son Roofing. The driver out of Bessemer City, North Carolina, a regular. On the Blue Ridge Outlaw Tour, it is Mark Greeny. Bill Steen Shocks also on the back of that entry on the spoiler white flag, a 14.08. Of course, the Toccoa Racing Automotive. Newsom Raceway Parts and Edward Blue Ridge Outlaws still got 2 shows left on the year, Sumter and Lakeview. Out on the speedway in the 888 machine. Green flag in the air for Dusty Jones. Jones now on the clock. 3 cars so far have now at least taken the green flag. Everybody chasing Russell Irwin with a 12.84. Back to the white flag here for Jones. A 13.75 for Jones as he comes by. Make that a 13.66. On lap 1 for Jones, and he will stay with that time. So second quick there for Dusty Jones. Here comes the 81 machine of John Howard. Howard now on the clock, working down the back straightaway. The Triple A machine of Jones getting ready to make the turn into the pit area. John Howard. John Howard tagging the wall down in turn number 3 and 4. A little bit of right side damage. Kenny Collins now on the racetrack there in the 1C. Good hard lick over in 3 and 4 there for John Howard. So a 12.84 is the time to beat. Kenny Collins, the real rapper, working down into turn number 3 and 4. You get out of the groove, it might bite you. It's a little slick on the top side, still in 3 and 4. Collins. Phoenix Roof in there in the 1C, the Dirt King Apparel entry. Collins with a 13.80. Gonna try to throw it all into lap number 2. Only 4th quick for Collins. Collins now off of turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag. Kenny Collins P2 with a 13.33. Brent Shook looking to shake things up here tonight in the 17 machine, and he'll see the green flag. He's now on the clock. Brent Shook going 4th quick with a 13.70. Russell Irwin still in the top of the board in the 22. Checkered flag. Brent Shook coming back. He'll move to P3. Picks it up just a hair with a 13.63 that time by. Green flag now in the air for the A+. On the side of his ride, the number 98 machine of Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson now, HST. White flag in the air. Jimmy Johnson, 3rd quick on lap number 1 with a 13.41 for Johnson. Johnson going to dive it down into turn number 3 and 4. Let the car right up to the top side of the speedway. He'll rip the lip back to the checkers and let out of it. He'll have to stay with that first lap with that 13.14 being his best time. Here comes the 28 machine of Jake Parker. Parker now on the clock. Parker now working down the back straightaway. Johnson 3rd quick, going to take it pit side. Kenny Collins 2nd. Russell Irwin still at the top of the board. White flag in the air for the 28 machine of Parker. Parker going to go 7th quick with a 14.74 on lap number 1. Back off of turn number 3 and 4, work in the middle. He will see the checkered flag. Parker going to stay 7th quick, a slight pickup to 14.10. So 14.10. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Drew Deaver in the 12 machine. The 12 machine of Deaver now back to the line. He's going to go 8th quick with a 15.33. That car wicked loose. You can see it bouncing around. Down off of turn number 3 and 4. Drew Deaver going to stay 8th quick. Here comes the 81 of John Howard. Howard, little bit of spoiler damage there on the deck. He slapped the wall there in the corner. Was going to give him a chance at least to get maybe one more lap because we owed him one. And he lets out of it. Howard going to take it back pit side. So Russell Irwin headed to the scales to make it official. He'll be your fast qualifier in Group A. We'll break this thing into Group A and Group B qualifying. Green flag here on Kevin Stevens. The Georgia native working down the back straightaway. Like I said, had a great run at Eldor representing the state of Georgia a couple of weeks ago with the Ohio Valley Steel Block Late Models. Presented by VP Racing Fuel. Had 72 limited late models up at Eldor a couple of weeks ago. Kevin Stevens now with a 13.71. Here comes the C11 machine, the Knoxville, Tennessee native. It is going to be Cody Courtney. He'll take the green flag. Courtney with PPM on the side of his rider. He works off down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. He'll look, the driver out of Knoxville, Tennessee, to rip the top side of the speedway. White flag in the air, Cody Courtney. Courtney back to the line with a 13.50 for Cody Courtney. Courtney now going to stroll. He's going to roll down into turn number 3. He'll rip the top side. Car bouncing around. PPM on the front of that entry. And it will be a 13.50, going to be his best time, and he will be at the top of the board. A multi-time Southern All-Stars champion. It is Riley Hickman. Riley Hickman now on the 1 machine, working his way down the back straightaway. The 1 of Hickman, the R1, picking up the pace now. Hickman now back to the line. He will go third quick with a 13.72. Hickman now going to work it off of turn number 3 and 4, looking to pick it up here on lap 2. And he does to the top of the board. 13.41 for the multi-time Southern All-Star winner and champion, Riley Hickman. Blake Kraft in the 36 machine now on the clock. He'll work down the back straight away. The 36 machine coming by the flag stand of Kraft. He'll go to the top of the board. No surprise there with a 13.17 for Blake Kraft. Usually you can find him behind that 121, but tonight the Austin Fox entry there for Kraft. Fox Diesel Services, a 13.17 going to be his best time. That'll put him right now on the preliminary pole, but another driver who was very quick in hot laps is the 23 machine of Mason Tucker. Tucker going to work down the back straightaway, going to rip it off into turn number 3 and 4. Working that top side, Mason Tucker still loud pedal to the floorboard. He'll go P2 on lap number 1 with a 13.29 for Mason Tucker. Tucker now going to work down into turn number 3 and 4. Tucker looking to work the top side of the speedway. Checkered flag in the air for Tucker as he comes by. He'll pick it up to the pole. Goes Mason Tucker with a 13.03. New quick time at the top of the board. And now, race fans, in the Simpsons entry, the Longhorn, the Georgia Bandit, it is Casey Roberts. Roberts now going to work down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Roberts going to work the top side, back to the middle. White flag in the air for Casey Roberts. He'll go second quick on lap number 1 with a 13.10. Roberts now going to work down the back straightaway. How is he going to set this thing up into turn number 3? Going to work the top side of the speedway. Roberts going to stay second with that 13.10, his best time. He'll go second quick for Casey Roberts, the Georgia Bandit. The 3 now coming to the line of Mark Ledford. Ledford now getting sideways, and he'll go around. Ledford in the spin cycle in the 3 machine got loose, and the car just continued to come around with him. And that's going to draw the caution here for his lap. Don't forget our peanut man down here right to the left of the tower. He's got chocolate peanuts, boiled peanuts, roasted peanuts, Cajun peanuts, raw peanuts. He's got them all down there. Mark Ledford in the 3, going to pick up the pace. Going to look for the lead foot to work off the corner. Checkered flag in the air. Having to put it all into one lap with a 15.03. Still got a couple of cars here in Group B. Right now we're still holding the 23 machine of Mason Tucker in the infield. down in the Jackie Jones victory lane right now. Group A's fast time, Russell Irwin. .95.7 FM, the radio station. Race fans, normally a 12 on the side of that entry, but a 16 here tonight to honor the late, the great Wesley English. And he's going to pick up the pace. Here comes the 16 machine of Daniel Wilson. Wilson going to work into turn number 1 and 2. Good line down the back straightaway. Setting up down into turn number 3. Wilson now off the corner. White flag. What's the time going to be at the line? He's got a 13.78. Going to try to pick it up all on lap number 2. And now rolling out behind Wilson to get ready for the green flag is David McCoy. Wilson going to jump up now to 6th quick with a 13.55. But out of Franklin, North Carolina, in the 187, the Clayton Holmes Longhorn, it is going to be the bad boy, David McCoy. McCoy working through turn number 3 and 4, looking for the white flag this time. McCoy, where's he going to follow to be 5th quick with a 13.41? Can he pick it up? Right now, everybody chasing Mason Tucker in the 23 machine. And 4th quick with a 13.35, it is going to be David McCoy. So Mason Tucker, fastest in Group B. Russell Irwin, fastest in Group A. Fastest overall will be Russell Irwin. 602 Sportsman drivers, be ready. 602 Sportsman, we need you to be ready to roll as soon as we clear the staging area. .602 Sportsman getting ready. Going to clear our infield from our limited late model qualifiers, besides, of course, our top 2. Front wheel drive and Sharp Mini is going to be coming up after 602.
Hey, y'all give me just a little bit. Got to take some pictures down here, so let Kim come over. Y'all just give me a minute. I'll be up for opening ceremonies.